The good news, diabetes type 2 is a curable disease. So I would advise you to read the book, not only read the book, but apply it and cure your diabetes. Welcome back again. In my last video, I was talking about prediabetes. So now I'm going to elaborate on prediabetes. Like I said, if you are obese and you have a high blood pressure, you have 98% risk of having diabetes. You've got 90% risk of having insulin resistance. But before having diabetes, in 10-15 years, you are going to be pre-diabetic. And especially when you are obese and high blood pressure, you get 3 times risk of having cancer, of having Alzheimer, of having heart disease, and 2 times risk of having cancer. If you are very obese, you are very high risk of having cancer. So what is pre-diabetes? Pre-diabetes means that your insulin has grown up. You've got plenty of insulin resistance. And the reverse of the coin, we call it hyperinsulinemia. It's like a man and a woman, both depend on each other. When your insulin resistance is high, you are hyperinsulinemia. And when your hyperinsulinemia is high, it makes you become insulin resistant. So now, when you are obese and when you've got high blood pressure, you become pre-diabetic. Nearly more than 60% people, adult population in the States, and even in my country, about 10 to 15%, they are pre-diabetic. And what is pre-diabetic now? The sad part of it. When you go to see your doctor, they will check your blood sugar and HbA1c. It will be okay. It will tell you to come next year. And in 12, 14 years, you become diabetes. So, like I said, why should you wait to become diabetes? Because the doctor is not curing, he's seeing only the blood sugar. I will come to that later. Now, when you are pre-diabetic, so it means that your insulin, the resistance of insulin is getting high. So the first thing you have to do is to have your fasting insulin test done. At least you will know how much insulin you have in your body. It should be not more than 6. If you are more than 6 to 7 to 9, you are pre-insulin. If you are more than 7, you've got plenty of insulin resistance. And second test also, what you can do, there's a test called C-peptide test. We will do that also for diabetes to see how much insulin your body is producing. Because C-peptide and insulin, they produce simultaneously. It should be 0.8 to 3.8. If you are more than 3.8, you are insulin resistant. And then if you can't afford, if you can't do these 2 tests also, at least you measure your waist. If your visceral fat is too big, so your triglyceride, you divide by your HDL, and it should be 1. If it is more than that, it means that you are insulin resistant. This is what is pre-diabetic. And now how to avoid it at the beginning. So why wait to have diabetes and to avoid complication? I would advise many people, when you read my book, you will see all these specifications. How to avoid it? What causes this insulin resistance is sugar food, processed food, which I call junk food, sedentary life, just sitting without doing anything on computer, watching television. Oxidative stress, plenty of stress. And oxidative stress causes insulin resistance. These are these factors which cause insulin resistance, which you have to avoid at any cost. And this is well explained in my book. So, what should you do? First, you stop all these junk food, which I will explain later in detail. You stop all these junk food, you have at least 7 to 8 hours good sleep to reduce your oxidative stress. And then how this can help also, you make some reflection, some meditation, 15 minutes before you go to bed. Just sit in a dark place listening to a light music and thinking of only one thing, just reciting one word. Relax for 15 minutes and you will feel sleepy, and then you will go and sleep. Because when you are insulin resistant and later when you got diabetes, you will wake up 4 to 5 times at night just to go to the toilet. But this should be reduced, this oxidative stress. And this is one of the big factor together with this junk food people are eating every day. Now, these people now, when you are pre-diabetic, if they continue to live eating all these kind of things, continue, little by little, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, the disease occurs, diabetes occurs. And not only diabetes, there will be many complications associated with it. This I will explain in the next talk. Think about it, read the book, apply what is said, and you will cure your diabetes.